Hello everybody and welcome to Dope Talk. And today I'm sitting with one of the most well-versed, versatile, hopping in and out of different industries, most energetic, most fun, most intellectual person I've met here in Shanghai that's sitting in these seats, Chris.
Oh, thank you very much. That's a fantastic introduction. I mean, wow. Yeah, thank you very much.
We have a video of you flying. You know, I'm gonna get this video in this interview somehow.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah. No, because flying across the room into a wedding cake was really fun.
Yeah, so guys, you got to see the video before I don't know. Maybe is there a way? Can you download YouTube video?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. We can download it. We can give it to you. I mean, there has to be a way.
There has to be, of course.
In fact, I've got it downloaded in
an MP4 file.
Yeah, in like an MP4 file.
这个蛋糕太甜了。
没有人可以替我的蛋糕。
Cool. How did you get that? Well, I'm assuming I've already played the video now. Well, how did you get that? First off, do you know that little girl and
I've never seen the little girl before in my life,
well,
but she apparently got paid 1 million RMB to do that ad.
1 million RMB?
Which is pretty amazing.
True.
I did not get paid 1 million RMB to do that ad.
What was the ad for?
It was a video game, and I just got asked to do it because a friend of mine who's a model booker needed, because all the models are young, good-looking Brazilian guys, that kind of thing, and she needed a sort of middle-aged, European, slightly overweight chef dude, and she just didn't have any of those on her model books. And so she asked me, would you do it? And I was like, well, what do I have to do? I said, well, they put you on a wire and you fly across the room and you land in a wedding cake. I was like, done. I was, of course. I mean, I'm not going to say no to that. How often do you get to do something like that? You know,
I mean, you're doing that to your death, pretty much. But,
yeah.
So you got that opportunity, and you actually said you had a production company in Malaysia.
Yeah, I had a production company in Malaysia.
What type of production?
The most interesting thing I did was a travel series for the Discovery Channel.
Oh my goodness!
So I traveled.
Video production?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
TV. So
TV production.
Yeah. So I did.
So this is nothing. We have 2 cameras and 2 mics. This is nothing.
So no, I had 1 camera and 4 guys, and we traveled all over Asia doing basically what we did is in each city we found local hosts. So kind of like you're interviewing me today, I would come to Shanghai, I would find you, and I'd be like, okay, so what do you do? So you do video production here. Okay, who are the coolest people you know? Introduce me to them, and let's have them show us around their city. So you get a real local insight into what's happening in all the different cities in Asia.
Damn, that's a way more local approach to this project I'm doing called Shanghai 100, which is mainly geared towards like entrepreneurship and business. But it's just basically using your camera as a tool to, you know, figure out how people in the city, you know, is living. So
No,
gain?
that's very cool.
Yeah, what did you gain from it? Like, what did you? How long did this project last?
Oh, that was 6 months.
6 months.
If it could have been 60 years, I never would have done anything else in my life.
Oh my God.
And you don't have to pay me.
And how long did that project? So I just asked that question.
Yeah.
But like, what did you get from that? You know, interviewing different people from different.
A bunch of good friends, amazing experiences. Just met some of the coolest people in Asia, and got to experience some just, you know, incredible stuff. Whether that was you know, celebrity chefs or you know, funerals in Bali or paragliding in Bali or going whitewater rafting in Laos after I ate a rat for breakfast. You know, those kind of things.
You know,
eating incredible food.
You know, it's really cool that you do that. You know, meeting someone else who does that, because, you know, I come from mainly being in front of the camera, and then I took a step behind the camera.
Right.
And then by doing that, like, I experienced so much. Like, some of the things that you would, like, an average person would never get to see.
Yeah, no, that's the thing that's amazing about it. Look, life is all about experience, right? I mean, your life is the sum of experiences that you've had. You know, whether that's traveling, meeting new people, falling in love, having a family, whatever, you know, whatever it is. At the end of the day, it's the summation of your experience over the years that you've been blessed to be alive. And if we can try to fill our lives with a wide variety of interesting stuff, then that's pretty freaking awesome as far as I can tell. You know?
That's really cool. You have a cool approach. Like I said at the beginning of this video, it's going to be a wide range of topics. Now, you spoke about one thing that I want to tap into. You spoke, actually, just to get to know you a little bit, you know, when we spoke, you introduced yourself as a real estate agent.
Yeah, at the moment I have a real estate agency, a marketing agency for real estate. I have one of my own projects, and I also find people event venues basically for free.
But we're gonna get to that, but I don't get that vibe. Like when I approach, you know, more business professionals, it's like they're always like thinking about business, or it's like this, that, and the third. You have this very like fun, positive, like easygoing vibe with you, although you have so much going on. Like how do you manage that?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't. I fell into being a real estate agent. It wasn't something that I wanted to do, and actually, I don't particularly like that aspect of my job. I do like helping people find event venues. No, I mean, I do like sorting people out with space is cool. At the end of the day, in doing what I'm doing, I've always thought that the coolest thing is if you can make people happy. And so when I was doing my TV production company, it was like, hey, if I can give you, you know, half an hour on a Sunday night where you sit down in front of your TV and you've had a crappy week and, you know, you laugh or you just enjoy it, then hey, I've given you a little happiness. You know, that's kind of cool. And if we can make money doing that through sponsorships and advertising, because TV doesn't pay anything in Malaysia, so we had to figure out, you know, ways of making money through different sponsorship and advertising initiatives.
So walk me through that. You know, actually, I'll actually like live mentor me. So for example, right, I'm doing this series called Dope Talk Shanghai, right? This is the 4th episode. I didn't publish any of them.
Right.
Right. Say, okay, you have this production, you have this series now. Say it's all edited now, right? As a producer, as a filmmaker, or a TV show maker, whatever, how do you get your content to these sponsors, to these TV productions, or to anybody?
Well, what I did was the other way around.
Whoa.
You develop a small following, So, okay, it doesn't matter. You know, you've got a few people watching your show. So then, after that, the next episode, we're drinking quarantine water.
Wow.
And we're just drinking it. Then you go along to quarantine. Hey, will you guys give me 100 free bottles of quarantine? Yeah, sure. We'll do that. Then it becomes a little bit, do you mind paying me $100? You know, and then you kind of build it up as the more followers you get. So that's how I actually started making some actual money in TV in Malaysia.
Thanks for that bottle.
What I did was I had the most popular English language entertainment show in the country at the time, and I went along to Heineken and said, you know, do you guys want to be on this thing? And the guy said, are you insane? I mean, come on, dude, it's a Muslim country. We can't advertise beer on TV. It can't happen. You know, this meeting is useless. So I said, okay, I tell you what, if I send you a DVD of next week's episode, will you watch it? And they were like, yeah, all right. So I sent them the DVD, and in the episode, we had an international DJ in a nightclub. So we were filming him, and then we had the girl who was Miss Malaysia at the time going, yeehaw, this rocks! And she's standing in front of a Heineken sign. And they were like, you're a freaking genius. And I was like, it's my TV show. I can stand her in front of whatever I want. I'm not advertising Heineken. And they were like, you just got a celebrity on TV in front of our brand. Like, you want to do this more often? And they were like, oh yeah.
Whoa.
So then I started covering product launches and that kind of thing because it was an entertainment show. So I did things for Nokia, Levi's jeans, lots and lots of different people doing stuff, integrating products into shows.
Wow, you really blew my mind. So
and that's how sponsorship works.
So that's the whole sponsorship game. So well, okay, can I ask you? You said you were shooting. How many cameras did you have? How many people was on your production team?
Oh, usually very small. Like, you know, the three or four guys.
3 or 4 guys, and you said you have 1 camera?
Usually, sometimes 2.
What type of cameras did you have?
Oh gosh, I forget. I mean, you know, at one point when we were doing the show for Discovery, we had big Betamax cameras, like the big things. Then, and it was right about that time in like 2001 where digital cameras started coming in. And so then we had smaller, like, what was it, Canon XLRs or, you know, that sort of thing. And that made it much more versatile because you could carry the camera around. You know, I mean,
if you had that big, you was pretty much stationary with.
You're pretty much stationary, and you also freaked the hell out of people.
Oh yeah, it was.
You know, if I put a big camera in your face, you're like, oh Jesus.
Yeah,
you know, people don't relax to that. It's very, very difficult.
This is really cool. I'm interviewing another videographer.
You know, they're like small cameras, small stuff. I saw a guy. I mean, now look, you can shoot a whole movie on your iPhone. I mean, you know, I've seen people who've done that. You know, it's very inobtrusive, and so that's. I think between that and the way editing software changed, I mean, that allows you to do this, because otherwise you would need to make the quality anything like decent. You need $100,000 of equipment, and then you need to take it along to an edit suite where they had to invest $1 million in the equipment for that. So they would have to charge you a lot of money for editing. Now, you can buy basically a consumer camera and edit it on your MacBook Pro.
This is a very good point. By this time this episode airs, I've already produced probably like 60 Shanghai 100 episodes. This is the 4th Dope Talk. People don't realize I'm shooting on 2 entry-level DSLRs. Entry-level. Right? You have one mic which is about, I think that's about 100, maybe 150 US dollars. And now my second mic, which I'm talking with, is attached to my iPod 4th gen, right? And then I edit this in Adobe Premiere Pro. So it's like production for video has just decreased.
The costs just go. So anyone can do it.
Yeah.
So therefore, it's a question of producing interesting content.
Word.
and how do you then get that content out? I mean,
so hold on to that. When we come back, we'll get to how do you actually promote your video content. Stay tuned. So after you produce all this great content, all these great videos, another personal question then.
okay.
So right now I'm doing this series called Shanghai 100, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's like you was doing, going around filming events and people, more so entrepreneurship and businesses, right? Now I've produced 18 episodes
Okay.
on YouTube, but then I stopped because I want to actually, you know, have a bulk to just dish out on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
What would be your advice? So say right now I'm at my 62. Should I finish 100 and then start producing? Should I? What would be your advice? How would you tackle that?
It's a good question. I don't know, you know, if there's a right or wrong answer to that. I'd be tempted to get them out there a little bit, test the waters, see how one or two do, see what people think, spread it around a little bit so that you don't have to blast it out and then you're like, oh, wait a second, you know what? The comments that I got back from this guy were actually totally spot on. I wish I'd done that.
I'm already,
you know,
I'm already feeling that actually.
And so therefore the thing can evolve over time.
Oh, so that's cool. So I'm glad that I got that on camera.
So yeah, I was like, I don't know what the hell that is, but
I pushed out 18 episodes, and the feedback as of right now, some of them are good, some of them are not so good. And I know.
Sure. I mean, look, so, I made some terrible television. You know, so it was some of it was just awful. And we try to make it better. We try and make the content better. I was too focused a lot of the time on the sponsorship and advertising and the marketing, which was my bit. But you've got to respond to people. You've got to respond to your audience. You've got to respond to feedback. I think that's super important, and especially now when you have the ability to put stuff out on YouTube or Yoku or wherever it is. You're not under any kind of demands where, okay, shit, I've landed this season and I have to give you an episode every week. I have no choice.
This is disgusting.
Yeah, we're getting covered in, I don't know if you guys can see this, but we're getting covered in bugs out here.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, okay. This is a little bit different than professional advertising lighting or something. We got this balcony light with like 100. I don't know, what are those things? They're not even moths. I don't even know what those little bugs are.
You know, the funny thing is they can't see any of it.
Yeah, look, let's see if we can catch one and show it to you. Let's see if we can
They can probably see that those flies are huge, but they cannot see that.
They cannot, yeah. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of flies up there.
Yeah, got a lot of flies. And
you might not want to see that. I think I got one in my nose. Okay.
That's another thing. So, what? Okay, when you was first watching your videos, this has turned to a videography interview. When you was first watching your videos, right, and then you got it, you thought it was great, and then you received the feedback. What was it? What was the thing that you learned that elevated your videos? Was it the content? Was it the production? Was it the?
It was production values. It was production values. It was how to get sound right, how to you know, who was good to work with, who was bad to work with in terms of directing stuff, and because that wasn't my field. I never picked up a camera. I never sat in an edit suite. Well, no, I sat in lots of edit suites, but I never actually physically was the person pushing the buttons. So it was just learning more about that. The content, that was always reasonably okay. I suppose as I moved more into stuff that was really sponsorship driven, I stopped paying attention to the content, and that's bad.
Whoa, okay. As you move towards the money.
Yeah. As I moved towards the money, I moved away from.
If you moved away from the content, what was you moving more towards?
Finding. I was concentrating on the sponsorship for the shows and just leaving it to.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, look at that.
This is actually kind of getting crazy.
Yeah. And you know, so leaving that up to other people, and sometimes With the right people, that was fine. With other times, sometimes it was a little dodgy.
But, so I'm going to ask you a different question. Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you a question I didn't ask you before. Personally, right? So I'm doing this thing question. Sorry. Okay. I'm doing this thing called Shanghai 100, right? Shanghai 100, filming 100 different small businesses, entrepreneurs, and smaller covering events here in Shanghai. And leaving in 4 months to London. So obviously that's going to become London 100. And I know you worked with a lot of sponsors and people,
right,
to promote. So how, for me, as a personal question, this is a real situation, it's live.
right.
As of the production, as of the date that we're filming this video, 4 months from now I'll be going to London, right? And I need to build a plan to get maybe sponsors on board. And so what would you do if you was in my predicament?
Oh, I have no idea. Look, I think it's important to get together what you've done with Shanghai 100 to project it in the best possible light. See the people that you've interviewed, get it all together, get some of the best episodes that are there, get your viewership numbers as high as possible, because look, if anybody's going to sponsor something, why are they going to sponsor it? Because people are going to see it. So try and get as many people to see it as possible, get positive comments, see how you've influenced businesses, that kind of thing. So then just try to put your best foot forward, whatever it is you've got, because that's all you can do. Then come up with a plan for London and what you'd like to do. And I would approach like a big business organization. Go to Ernst & Young, somebody like that. They have tons of clients, from small businesses to big businesses, mainly big businesses, but those people support entrepreneurship. They like small business. They want to be seen, not to be big evil corporations. So you go to people like that and you say, hey, will you sponsor my show? Now, of course, because you don't have 5 million viewers, they're not going to give you $5 million. But if you ask for something small, whatever it happens to be, can I use your space to film it? Oh, yeah, okay. Why not? You're going to have our logo in the background and you're going to film in our office? Yes, because, you're a respected business organization. We want to be more professional. Yeah, I support that. That's good. Then, I need a new light, a new microphone, this kind of thing. It's really going to improve our production values because now we've got you guys involved. We want it to be the very best it can be so we can project ourselves well. That costs, £1,000. Okay, that's nothing. To those guys, that's absolutely nothing. And then you've got them on board. Then you've got slightly better equipment. You've got some sort of business organization with a ton of clients. Think who has lots of clients. McKinsey, those sorts of people. Okay, if you don't get Ernst & Young, McKinsey, go for something smaller. Go for a business consultancy firm, whatever. They may have 10 clients, 20 clients. Okay, we got these guys. Do exactly the same thing. And then build it up. Once you've got if you can get the support, just the support and recognition of somebody decent though, then the people that, when you say to interview people, why should I be on your London 100? A lot of the people that you'd want to interview are busy. I've got Ernst & Young involved. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, okay, come on over. So then you'll get higher quality interviews. That then raises the quality of the show. That then, so you build it up little by little. And then that's how I think, and I don't know, because I've never done this in this age of YouTube. When I was doing TV in Malaysia, it was very standardized. You produce a pilot. Once you produce the pilot, you take it along to the TV station. You try and get them to, to air the show, and you do it like that. And then they say, yes, we'll air 13 episodes of your show, if you're extremely lucky, and then that's it. On YouTube, anyone can actually produce television. Anyone can make TV. And a lot of people do. So how can you give yourself a little bit of an edge? How can you do something that's a little bit different? And then it's a question of how to get it out there. This is another thought. Think of, okay, who has a wide network? So therefore your distribution is going to get bigger. So that's another way you can grow. Get a slightly larger distribution. You don't have to go from 0 to 100. You know, you can grow it a little bit. And since we now have the ability to make so many episodes of things and do things so many times, and the productions are cheap, so if one doesn't work, all right, chuck it out. Don't air that one. It's that's not the end of the world. And try and make it better. If you get somewhere, if you film 10 episodes and something happens that's so much better, forget the 10 episodes. Those aren't necessary anymore because now you've got better content. You're in a better situation. That's a luxury that you don't have if you're producing for large broadcasters. You can't do that. You have to, because you're under time pressure, you're under financial pressure. You have to make it happen. So I guess that's another thing, and that's very, very difficult. Don't be married to what you've done.
So if it's not good, then check it out.
It's not good, check it out. Who cares? You know, if you feel, oh man, yeah, I wish episodes 2 and 3 didn't exist.
Now here's my thing though. So I'm under time pressure. I just told you my.
Sure. So you've got you've got a certain period of time.
I am under strict time pressure. So what I'm actually doing, to be quite honest on camera, let's just say there's a couple filler episodes.
Right.
A couple filler that I was like, okay, this is number just 26. Okay, 26. You know. So as of now, just to plan it out, everything right now is just a presentation.
Oh, don't worry, we cheated as well.
Yeah, I mean, I wish, because I just started this 3 months ago, and I'm leaving in like 30, 40 days.
Right.
You know, like not too long. So now just I need to make it a presentation. Here's my take at it. I'm thinking about doing an event right before, maybe a week or two before I leave. So maybe have some speakers throughout the day. That counts. 1, 2, 3. That counts. Also do live interviews on the side, and at the end do an awards night.
I'll find you the venue, because that's one of the things I do now. So I'll get you the venue for it.
Now this is becoming a meeting on camera, because I've actually wanted to talk to you about that. So
because that's no problem. And I think bringing it all kind of full circle together, so it's not just right. Once you've got it, and you're like, okay, these are my 100 people. Or these are my people. Invite them all to come together. Invite them all to a party. Invite them to something. And then make that then becomes an ad for the next London 100, because you ask people what they thought of it. You ask them if they gained anything from it. What did they think of it? Did they enjoy it? If you screen 1 or 2 of the episodes, do people like it? That kind of thing. And people are generally positive, so it'll go well. And yeah, I mean, I think that's an awesome idea. Bring in some sponsors. Bring in some drink sponsors. Bring in a couple of venue sponsors. That kind of thing.
So when we come back, I have a couple of final questions, mainly about just overall dealing with, some of the successes and some of the failures that you had to go through. And we'll talk about that in the last segment.
Cool.
Stay tuned. I really just want to check this audio. Yeah, cool. So we spoke more about like the technical, how to make it in the video industry, how to get sponsors, and get some very practical advice. Now, stepping back, when you're working towards something, working towards a goal, when you're facing those difficult moments, what kind of got you through those moments?
I know this is a little bit cliched, but just you got to have belief and you got to keep going. And also, I think in today's world, like we were talking about, where video is so accessible, like the old saying, writers write? Well, today, videographers make videos. So just keep making the videos. Just keep doing it. You don't need massive funding from TV stations or sponsors or anything to make videos and put them out on YouTube. Make them, put them out. They'll get better. You know, and don't be try not to be discouraged, because it's difficult. I mean, it's really difficult. And some things work and some things don't. I mean, it stopped working for me. In some ways, which is why I left Malaysia, and that's okay. Then you just do something else, and you just gotta keep going. I mean, because if you don't keep going, then you've stopped, and that's not cool. So I think
the reason why I asked that is because this week now, the cameras are rolling. Of course, I'm a bit positive you're here, but like, just to be flat out honest, like this week, everything that could have happened that was bad, happened. Like went to the hospital, dropped my camera, and then I lost my wallet.
Oh, dude, yeah, don't worry. I've had a terrible week too. Yeah. It's not going well.
Did you hop on camera like
you know? I mean, it was I was looking for a new apartment. I tried to find the apartment. I thought, this is gonna be great. Then they put me under pressure to put a deposit down the next day. I was like, okay. Then I got in a fight with my girlfriend. I didn't go back to sort of check out the place. I had too much to drink. Then I was all hungover. Then I was arguing with the girlfriend. Then she comes back. Everything's fine. Then today I go check out the apartment, having paid a down payment and everything, and it is way too small. And it's just like, and you just look at something that's supposed to be nice, and it's just like, this is not good, and it's way too expensive, and jeez.
My thing is when things happen like that.
Yeah,
and this is more on like the motivational side. Like when things happen like that, when things aren't going your way, and you're like, why is this happening to me? How do you get yourself out of it?
I think one of the things that I like to remind myself of is how extraordinarily lucky we are. I mean, think of it. We're here making a TV show. Most of the people in the world are starving in Africa or India or rural China. I mean, do they have, TV cameras? Do they have the luxury of being able to sit here and do that? No, they're walking 20 miles a day to go get water. And is that because they're stupid? Is that because they're lazy? No, it's because they were born into a situation that they couldn't get themselves out of. And I think it's important to remind ourselves just how lucky we are that either we were smart enough to get ourselves out of a situation, or we were just born lucky. In my case, I was just born lucky because I'm not that bright. And so, I think it's important when life's getting you down, when you've got problems, to think, do I? In the grander scheme of life, do I really? I don't know. I just I like to think even when things are going badly, how lucky we really are.
I mean, that's one way of looking at it. I like that. You think, okay, there's people in way worse situations.
Yeah.
And like for me, it was just straight up appreciation. Like, for example, when I lost my wallet, I came in here. I was like, "Where's my wallet?" I was like, "Oh, I don't have it." This is what I did. I had to check myself. I went in my room. I took off my watch, threw it on my bed. Took out, because I was in my camera bag. Took out one camera, which was $1,000. Threw it on my bed. Another camera. Moved my laptop. Moved my other laptop. I was like, I just moved like $10,000 worth of electronics.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean,
I just moved $10,000 of electronics, 2 laptops, cameras. I said, Amadeus, man, don't even. I said, don't even. And the reason why I'm saying this is because we talked about some fine and dandy things, and because it's on my mind right now, and I don't know if you're going through something right now. I guess wherever you're at in your journey, whether it's a Shanghai 100 movie video, or it's a film, or TV show, I won't say this. I'll leave this to you. What is your message for someone right now who might not be in the best predicament? They need something. They need to get themselves over that hump. What would you say to them?
Like I said, you need to get over the hump. How do you get over the hump? You just gotta try. Just try. Keep going. Try not to let it get you down. Because you can succeed. And this is cliched again, but you know, everyone's got talent. Everyone's got something special about them. Everyone's special to someone. Keep it going, man. You know, just keep it going.
That's really dope. That's really dope.
What are you gonna do?
That's dope. I really appreciate that, man. And you know, so on that note, I'm gonna ask you a final couple of questions to wrap things up. First off, what is your definition of success?
Happiness.
Whoa. That's meta.
It doesn't matter. Look,
But,
if you have absolutely nothing in the world and you've lost your job and you know you've got nothing, but you're genuinely happy, then that's success.
Word?
You know, that's because you've achieved you've achieved this happiness. The end goal in life is to lead a happy life. And hopefully to lead a productive one and all that. You know, your teachers will tell you you've got to achieve stuff and all that kind of thing. But if you're happy, I think you spread that happiness a little bit. And that helps other people. And so just, yeah, success is happiness. Because it can't be defined by wealth. Because there's plenty of wealthy people that hate their lives. And so, you know, is love happiness? Sure. You know, is that success? Yeah, I think it's, and also I think an important message is try to be happy with what you've got. You know, try to be a little appreciative of what you got, and not always be like, I want to be like that guy. I want to be like that guy, because there's always, I want a car, and I want a Ferrari, and I want a boat, and I want a plane. I want to. You're never gonna get everything.
And secondly, what do you want your legacy to be?
Oh man, you know what? I don't know. Hopefully, actually, you know, hopefully that I positively influenced some people's lives. You know, I had a positive influence on the people that I can, the people that are around me. I don't think I'm going to change the world, but if I can touch your world a little bit in a positive way, and if I can do that to several people, and hopefully I have more of a positive effect than a negative effect, because, hey, let's face it, I've been a shit sometimes to people too, you know, I mean, but if I can generally have a positive effect on people, and then, you know, I'd like that to, because then that carries forward. That's a legacy. That's something that then that affects them and their children, and if you can do that, then that's cool.
And final question, Shanghai in one word.
Crazy.
Thank you so much.
All right,
Appreciate
thanks
it.
a lot.
Thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate it. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, be sure to do so. And guys, I'll see you guys next video. Appreciate it.